Welcome to Quantumly Kinky with Dr. Veda, where we talk about sex, Eastern medicine, and character development for the multidimensional you. Episode 44, How to Turn Him On with Respect, Praise, and Presence. Using your feminine devotion as power to awaken his masculine desire. Welcome back to Quantumly Kinky, where modern sexuality meets ancient medicine, and every episode helps you to rewire your body for more pleasure, power, presence, and turn on. I am your host, Dr. Veda, and today is part 2 of a conversation we started last week, all about understanding the internal ecosystem of your woman. We talked about her 4 personalities, her hormonal terrains, and her multidimensional emotional tides. But today, let's shift polarity. Because if cycle syncing teaches us how to honor our feminine body, well, this episode teaches us how to honor our man, and why doing so is one of the most powerful erotic arts that you will ever master. And honoring your man is not about shrinking. It's about awakening something ancient in him, something that the modern world has nearly starved out. And that's his desire to be your hero, a protector, a provider of presence and erotic charge. Because when a man feels honored, his whole nervous system reorganizes. He becomes more grounded, more generous, more affectionate, more erotic, more certain of himself, and even more certain of you. So first, let's talk about the masculine ecosystem and what your man probably needs. Men don't cycle the way that women do, right? Their chemistry doesn't pull them from spring to summer to autumn to winter. Instead, they cycle through identity, through purpose, and being chosen. A man rooted in his masculine thrives on knowing that he matters, that who he is, not just what he does, makes a real impact in your world. When a woman reflects back his identity, his strength, his steadiness, his effort, his whole system exhales. His shoulders drop, his voice deepens, and his chest softens. I'm sure you've seen this in your own relationship. The moment that you genuinely appreciate him, and not for the chore he completed, but for the man he is. When you do that, something about him glows, maybe even grows. And this is not ego feeding that I'm talking about. This is energetic nourishment. This is strengthening his kidney yang in Eastern medicine. And kidney yang is all about that fire that fuels his drive, his sexuality, his ambition, and his vitality. When your man feels honored, he becomes the man that he wants to be. And when he becomes the man that he wants to be, he shows up fully for the woman who helped him become that. And then there's this element about the art of witnessing him. So what do I mean by that? I think that men are starved of being witnessed, Not watched, not evaluated, but witnessed. It's the difference between "thanks for doing that" and "I love the way you handled that." Because one is acknowledging the action and the other is affirming the identity of the man in front of you. When you witness him, you are saying, "I see you. I see your effort. I see your care. And I see the man underneath the actions." This is what unlocks him. This is what activates that heroic instinct. This is what makes him want to give more, protect more, love more, serve more, and devote more. Because devotion is the masculine's love language. But he can only access that devotion when he feels that you see him. So beyond just witnessing him, there's choosing him. And this is like the erotic ingredient to it all. Men don't want to just be loved. They want to be chosen. Chosen with your attention. Chosen with your softness. Chosen with the way that your body relaxes when he walks into the room. When you let him feel the effect he has on you, the way your breath shifts, the way your eyes warm, the way your energy opens, you create the kind of erotic polarity that most couples spend years trying to figure out. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need to perform this. You only need to drop into it. A man becomes deeply bonded to the woman who allows him to feel that his presence has meaning. When you choose him like this, he instinctively chooses you back. And not out of obligation, but from the primal pull of his masculine devotion. Let's take a deep breath together. So there's witnessing him, choosing him, and now trusting him. And this is usually the hardest part for modern women. We have been raised in this era of hyper independence, where asking for help sometimes feels like weakness, and trusting a man, it can feel risky. But here's the energetic truth. When a woman lets her man lead in the places that he is strongest, he rises. When she shows faith in her man's judgment, he stabilizes. When she softens instead of controlling, he grows more grounded and protective. In this sense, trust is not submissive, but trust is activating. And when you trust your man, even in small ways, you awaken a deeper, more confident version of him. You show him that you believe in his potential, and he becomes the man he imagines himself to be. This is why Eastern medicine says that kidney yang flourishes in environments of respect, and it collapses under environments of micromanagement. The more you trust, the more your man becomes trustworthy. What about what shuts him down? And this culture of how women are accidentally neutering the masculine. Let's be honest, Most women don't kill masculine energy intentionally. It's happening through these survival patterns. The masculine collapses under being corrected constantly, feeling talked down to, having his efforts dismissed, being told he's not doing enough. And the masculine definitely collapses under being mothered instead of partnered, feeling like nothing he does is right. So when this energy enters a relationship, a man doesn't usually fight. He retreats. He goes numb. He stops trying. His erotic charge disappears. His confidence evaporates, and he becomes the shell of himself, and not because he's weak, but because the conditions that allow masculine energy to thrive have been replaced by conditions that suffocate it. The antidote isn't worship. It's respectful, receptive, feminine presence. So honoring him with your feminine energy, this is the key. This is where honoring your man becomes an erotic practice. Because men feel honored through your energy, not your labor. Like the way your voice softens when you speak to him, the way you might let yourself relax into his touch, the way that you tell him he feels good inside your body, the way that you let him see your pleasure and your vulnerability, the way you surrender your tension instead of holding on to it. One sentence from your feminine can do more for a man than 10 tasks on a checklist. And babe, softer is not about dumbing yourself down. It's about letting your feminine magnetism be felt. Because a man who feels that his presence can move his woman emotionally, sexually, energetically, he becomes more tender, more attentive, and more erotically alive. So now let's bring this in to our cycle. Your ability to honor your man will naturally look different depending on where you are in your cycle. In your follicular phase, you might feel playful and open, which makes it easy to flirt with him, to kiss him longer, or initiate connection. In ovulation, your radiance is at its peak. This is the moment to express how much you desire him, how safe he feels, how sexy he is to you. During the luteal phase, your sensitivity is rising. This is where you honor him through collaboration instead of criticism. Letting him help you is a powerful expression of trust. And during your menstrual phase, you can honor him by letting him care for you, letting him cook, touch, or just hold you in the way that he does. Because when your man feels honored across the entire cycle of a woman, he becomes deeply bonded to your rhythm, not confused by it. And for all the kinky inclined listeners out there, this is one of my favorite practices. Some of you thrive on structure, ritual, and erotic polarity that goes beyond the emotional and into the symbolic. So honoring your man can also look like embracing a soft, sweet, devotional, submissive energy. Letting him take the lead in scenes or in certain parts of your life. Offering your body to him in a way that says, I trust you, I choose you, and I'm yours. Giving him that monthly king day where he's honored, touched, fed, serviced, or worshiped in whatever way fits your dynamic. And then pairing it with your own queen day where he cherishes, tends, and uplifts you in return. Kink isn't about power imbalance. Kink is about intentional power exchange, where both people feel amplified, respected, and erotically alive. For many couples, honoring the masculine becomes easier when it's framed as a ritual, as a role play, or just a certain frequency. Because sometimes the energy of king or dom, it lets him step into a bolder version of himself. And the energy of queen or submissive sweetheart, it can let you relax into a softer version of yourself. In these playful moments, honoring isn't performative. It's devotional. It's erotic. It's mutual. And it's one of the best ways to keep the relationship from slipping into roommate territory. And then there's this shadow truth, right? The times when you don't feel like honoring him. There will be days when this can feel impossible, when you feel overstimulated, resentful, unsupported, or emotionally raw. And those days don't make you a bad partner. They make you human. Honoring your man doesn't mean abandoning yourself. It means revealing instead of shutting down. Something like, I want to be close to you, but my system is overwhelmed. I love you, but my body is in winter mode right now. I want to honor you, but I need repair first. When you communicate from this tenderness instead of tension, connection becomes possible again. He can meet you there. He can support you. He can show up. And this is honoring too. Honoring your man is not submission, and it's not erasing yourself, and it's certainly not weakness. Honoring your man is erotic intelligence. It's polarity medicine. Honoring your man is the art of activating the masculine in the man you love, not through pressure, but through presence. Not through demands, but through devotion. And not through perfection, but through your softness. When your man feels honored, he rises. When he rises, he gives more freely. When he gives more freely, love becomes effortless. This is how relationships stay alive. This is how partnerships stay erotic. This is how long-term devotion stays warm, juicy, and real. And this is also what we cultivate inside my Turned On Clinic. Thanks for listening to today's episode of Quantumly Kinky with Dr. Veda. Until next time. Stay turned on.